so much.
Thank you.
So let's start off by talking about trade, because obviously this is what...
The specific concern that we know the President has had for a long time has been about specifically jobs to Mexico, a lot of concerns about the auto industry, and Mexico has put proposals on the table that actually will go a long way towards reducing the trade deficit the U.S. has with Mexico and indeed even bringing back some auto jobs from Mexico to the United States. So there's a very positive deal there, and there's what one of the American proposals is a sunset clause that means every 5 years NAFTA would be terminated unless we actively work to reactivate it and extend it another 5 years, I suppose. Well, in that kind of uncertainty around investment, it's hard to imagine a lot of folks being willing to make, a 5-year investment in Canada. Well, we know most of the investments people look at today have 15, 20, 25-year timelines to them. So we don't really feel that a deal with a sunset clause is much of a deal at all. First of all, we need to de-escalate tensions on the Korean Peninsula. They have obviously gone on a long time. A lot of people don't realize that technically the Korean War, as it was way back when, is still continuing, and getting to a moment where we can actually move beyond and officially end that conflict and move towards a denuclearized North Korea is a goal that not just folks in the region share, but folks around the world share.
Right.
There's no question about it. I think there is a clear understanding that the solution is not going to be a military solution to get to peace, that it needs to be diplomatic, it needs to be political. I've said that that for us, for Canada, we're not going to be moving our embassy to Jerusalem. That's not something that we are interested in doing. Our position has always been that the conflict between Israelis and Palestinians can only be resolved by direct negotiations between those two parties, and unilateral movements by either side, whether they be declarations at the UN by the Palestinians or continued Israeli settlements. Unilateral actions don't help the peace process, and we want people to be working together to get there. And I think what the Me Too movement is a moment of awakening that is saying that, you know what, it's not okay, that you cannot continue to behave in ways that might have been acceptable but still wrong decades ago, that if you actually want to succeed as a company, as a workplace, you have to be respectful and inclusive of everyone. And that's going to require shifts, but it's the right thing to do.
Fantastic as always. Thank you.